Hi everyone, it's Katie from Paradise Falls family. In this short video, we'll be continuing our vlog series covering our Mediterranean cruise aboard the Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas in June 2024. In our previous videos, which I've linked at the end of this video, we talked about our time aboard the ship and our time in Barcelona, Pisa and Rome. In this final video of the series, we'll be covering our time in Naples and Pompeii. As always, we'll give a bit of an overview of the port and city, talk about what we got up to and what our excursion included. Naples was our third day ashore on the cruise, immediately following our days in Pisa and Rome. Unlike the other ports we'd visited, the cruise terminal is right in the middle of the city, meaning it's a really easy port to enjoy without too much effort. You also get a chunk of time in port with the gangway going down at 7:30 AM and up again at 7:30 PM. So it's actually one of the best port stops we've ever done in terms of giving you time to properly explore the area. Greg and I have visited this region before, spending a week in Sorrento back in 2010. Naples sits on one side of the Gulf of Naples with the famous Amalfi Coast including Sorrento and the island of Capri just the other side of the bay. Between them sits Mount Vesuvius and Pompeii. We had a brilliant holiday here, enjoying the Amalfi Coast, popping over to Capri and visiting the archaeological site at Pompeii, the town which was famously destroyed when Mount Vesuvius erupted back in 79 AD. It was a fantastic trip and we'd really recommend a longer visit to this beautiful part of the world. Having had such a great time previously, we were really excited to return, but were conscious that we'd had 2 busy days beforehand, so decided not to plan too much for our day in Naples. We were tempted to head to Sorrento or Capri, but the kids didn't want to see or do anything in particular, so we planned on just walking off and spending a bit of time in Naples itself. This is somewhere we didn't get to go on our last visit and we'd heard mixed reviews, but with it being right there, it seemed the obvious choice. However, just a few weeks before our trip, the kids came home talking about Pompeii, Vesuvius and what they'd been learning about in school. Once we explained that this was actually where we were going on holiday, they immediately asked to go and visit, so we quickly looked into arranging something. Naples to Pompeii is only around a 30-minute drive, so it's much closer than say Pisa or Rome was to their ports. It's also a site where you don't need all day. A couple of hours would be enough, so we had plenty of time to get there and back on our own if we wanted. We looked into a few different options including the train, taxi or booking our own excursion. Sorting out our own transport would have been the cheapest option, but we decided for it to be really worthwhile, we wanted a guided tour of Pompeii, so we knew what we were looking at. We found a range of excursions on Viator, but none that quite fit what we were looking for, with mainly the departure times being a bit off, as I think by then some of the better times had already booked up as we were looking at it at the last minute. So eventually we settled on an excursion with Royal Caribbean again. It was only a little bit more expensive than one through Viator, and it fit more what we wanted than some of the other options. You also have that safety net that you know the ship isn't going to go without you if you're late back. There were still quite a few different excursion options, different combinations of activities and places to visit in Naples and along the Amalfi Coast. We did try and find something including Mount Vesuvius, but we couldn't spot anything available, which was a shame. Our friends who also visited recently spent their day ashore hiking up the volcano, so this is doable with just a day, but it wasn't for us. In the end, we decided to go with the Ruins of Pompeii Excursion for £346 for the 4 of us, which looked to give us what we wanted. The description of the excursion states that it's a guided walking tour of the archaeological sites with views of Vesuvius and possibly including a visit to a cameo factory, time permitting. In total, it's a 4-hour tour and left at 1:30 PM. It's also labelled as strenuous, but having visited before, we knew roughly what to expect. Personally, we wouldn't class this as strenuous unless you have mobility issues, as all 4 of us coped with it without any issues. If it was a little bit warmer, it might have been a bit more uncomfortable, but nothing too extreme. So with that booking, we rearranged our day ashore. We decided we'd still get off and spend a little time in Naples as the kids wanted to do some shopping, so our general plan was a few hours in Naples in the morning, lunch back on board, and then our excursion to Pompeii in the afternoon. We gave ourselves a lie-in after a busy few days, so had a leisurely morning and got off the ship around 10 AM, planning to be back on board around midday. As I've mentioned, the port is right in the city centre, so within 10 minutes you can be right in the middle of the city in the old town, so we thought a couple of hours would be enough. Leaving the ship and port area, there's a large plaza directly across the road and a metro station named Municipio. We decided to save a little walking and time that we'd jump on a train here to take us a few stops into the city to Station Dante. This station is halfway up Via Toledo, which is one of the main streets in the city and the more modern shopping street. From here you can easily walk into the old town as well, so it felt a good spot to aim for. We were really impressed with the metro system, with a single ticket costing just over €1 each and a day ticket around €5, so it was excellent value. With us only making a couple of journeys, we decided just to buy single tickets, and it was really simple and quick to use to get up to Dante. Exiting the station, you're on Via Toledo, one of the main streets in the city. To the west of here is Quartieri Spagnoli, which is more residential, less touristy and a little bit more edgy. To the east is the old town, and where you'll probably want to spend some time. We did a bit of research beforehand, and some of the main or best streets to explore seem to be Via dei Tribunali and Via San Biagio dei Liberali, known as two of the more picturesque streets in the city and famous for their pizza and ice cream, as well as Via San Gregorio Armeno, known as Christmas Alley for all of the workshops and stores selling Christmas nativity scenes throughout the year. Walking east from Dante, you enter the old town, and to be honest, initially we wondered what we were doing, as it did look incredibly run down and not particularly pleasant. But a few minutes in, you get your bearings and you're right in the middle of the old city, and it's much nicer. You're surrounded by loads of little old streets filled with restaurants and shops, old churches, little squares and loads of places to explore. We thought it was really fascinating, a great place to wander and a really nice surprise, as we'd heard some mixed reviews of Naples, but we absolutely loved it and all of its charm. We stopped for an Italian ice cream and sorbet while we walked and popped in to pick up a Christmas decoration on Christmas Alley. We walked a loop through the old town and back onto Via Toledo to then walk down the main street back towards the port. This is the more modern centre of Naples, with all of your usual high street stores and some higher end spots as well. We popped into a few places, including our mandatory stop in Sephora, which was located in the beautiful Galleria Umberto, before heading back onto the ship. There was just enough time for some lunch in Windjammers before we needed to head out for our excursion to Pompeii. We'd have loved to have some lunch in Naples with some authentic pizza, but it just didn't work out with the timings and we needed to be back for our excursion. So back on the ship, our excursion was for 1:30 PM and we met in Studio B around 15 minutes before with the tickets that had been left in our stateroom. We were seated in our tour group until we were collected and then walked off the ship to the coach, where it was just a 30-minute journey to Pompeii, just around the bay. Arriving in Pompeii, the coach parks up and then it's a 2-minute walk to the entrance of the site. It says in the description it's a 10 to 15 minute walk, but it's actually nowhere near this long. Make sure to leave any big bags on board, as these aren't allowed into the site itself. Outside the site entrance there's a little market and a couple of cafes and restaurants. This is also where the cameo factory is, and we were given a 2-minute talk about cameo jewellery and the opportunity to buy some if we wanted. To be honest, this felt more like a sales opportunity than anything else, but it was a useful chance to use the bathroom if the jewellery isn't of any interest. We then had 10 minutes or so to kill, so we shopped outside in the market instead, bartering for some souvenirs, and we were gathered together by our tour guide. Everyone was given headsets to hear his commentary as we walked, and a bottle of water. We were lucky that it was quite overcast when we visited, but I can imagine on a hot day it being quite uncomfortable, so bring a hat, sun cream and plenty of water. Our guide then led us around the site, providing a brilliant running commentary, explaining about the Roman town that was once here, Roman life, the volcanic eruption which destroyed the town, and the excavations that are still ongoing. He showed us all around the town, some of the old streets, houses, baths, main square, and even the brothel. All of it was fascinating, and you could see Vesuvius looming in the background not that far away. I'd say that our kids found it interesting at first, but it was probably a little bit too long for them and they started losing interest towards the end, but they did still really enjoy this trip. In terms of comfort levels, there was quite a bit of walking over some very uneven and cobbled streets, but nothing too taxing. It was also pretty busy, but it was much better managed than say at the Colosseum, and the tour guides were really good at spreading out their groups, so it never felt too crowded. So it was a really pleasant walk around the site itself. The tour finishes with a quick walk through the on-site museum where you can see the petrified remains of some of the people who perished in the eruption. Again, this is fascinating, but you're led through here very quickly, so only have time for a quick look before you meet back outside and are then led back to the coach for the journey back to the ship. Overall, the tour of Pompeii took around 2 hours and it felt like really good value. Our guide was excellent, and without this we'd have been wandering around not knowing properly what we were looking at, and with us trying to explain it to the kids and probably not doing a good job of it. He did an excellent job, and we'd really recommend a tour like this if you're visiting. We also thought it was pretty good value too, particularly compared to the excursions that we'd done in Pisa and Rome. Overall, we had a brilliant day in Naples and Pompeii. On reflection, this was our best day ashore for the whole trip, and we all got more out of this than we did in Pisa and Rome. Naples does have a bit of a reputation, but if you get into the city and explore a little, it was a really interesting place to visit, and it's really nearby to some other fantastic places like Pompeii, Sorrento and Capri, so it's a great region of Italy to visit. So that brings us to the end of this vlog and this series covering our Mediterranean cruise. Hopefully this series has been useful for your trip, and if so, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel. If there's anything at all you want to know, then please just drop us a message in the comments below. Our next series will follow later next month when we return from our road trip in Canada and our cruise to Alaska aboard the Disney Wonder, so make sure to catch that. Thank you all so much for watching.